What's up YouTube, Mr. Llama-C here, and today we're going to be doing another Let's Play guided playthrough. You know, it's been years and I still haven't fully figured out the name of these things, so it's kind of both of it. This one's going to be the Hydra Orb Source. So, really a new one right here, going into 2.4, with Hydra now being spammable, whereas prior to that, you had a really long cooldown on it. It kind of made it suck. But now with it being spammable, you can get a lot more damage output from it. They did kind of drop the overall percent from the synergies a little bit after the beta, which made it really strong. And a lot of people complained, but I think it's still going to be decently strong. So if you're looking for a good Sorceress build to get yourself through hell, I think this is probably going to be the #1 build in my opinion for especially newer players, because the most common thing I always hear is, I have a Sorceress in Act 1 Hell, and now there's a bunch of cold immunes, and I don't know what to do, and I can't go anywhere, and the character is dead because I don't have anything left to do with it. And this kind of helps alleviate that. So this gives you that fire damage, and it's a little bit easier, nicer than something like Firewall, where it's so position-based and all of that, which I think can be a little difficult. So, of course, the way that this works is start your character and start it with me, and then just play through. I'll try and describe everything as I go along, what sorts of items I'm looking for, the skills and stats that I get every level. If I'm going too fast, you can pause. If I'm going too slow, you can fast forward. Blah, 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 blah. You understand how it works. It's a pretty simple process. So let's do a quick little intro to it. First off, the Sorceress is going to be a little bit weaker, right? She has kind of low life gain per vitality point and stuff. So you do have to be careful, right? Positioning is important on her. She can get popped very quickly. But I do think this is also a decent hardcore character for you, because she can keep her distance with the Hydras and such. So we're going to be maxing Frozen Orb, and then we'll be putting points into Cold Mastery. We probably won't full max Cold Mastery, but we'll put a decent amount. So this will almost be maxed, these two. I doubt we'll put any into Ice Bolt. 2% cold damage per level is just such a low synergy. It doesn't add a ton. And I'd rather have those points going into Hydra over here, and then we'll probably have Fireball and Firebolt, a little bit of that, but of course some Fire Mastery is going to be better, because every point in Fire Mastery is worth more than a synergy point for this. So, with that being said, let us begin with our characters. We will definitely put points into Teleport and Static and all of that.
Evil beware.
So first off, we'll just do the Den of Evil. I usually like to get to level 2 just when I'm out here, and just try and collect a little bit of gold. So I just kind of pick up, most everything. Look for stuff that is worth a lot of gold if you can. Rings, gems, amulets, any of that jewelry, jewels and whatever stuff. Throwing knives can be nice. Scepters, wands, blah, blah, blah. Stabs. All those things.
Move.
Hi, Llama. Blue.
Thanks, Skittles. Bale. Nitrous. Why is every map bottom right now? It has been the last, 7 maps, hasn't it? Something like that. So whenever I find the Den of Evil, I like to leave a TP and then continue forward to go to the Cold Plains Waypoint. This is a tip. Ooh, Chip Skull is nice. 500 gold. This is a tip you can use for getting a little bit further. Just to give yourself a little bit of ease, right?
Hi, YouTube.
Thank you, Bing. Thanks, Skittles. So I say that from the way of like, after I finish the Den of Evil, I don't have to run all the way back out of the Den of Evil. I can just go back to town, right? And then go back out. It's kind of an easy way to do it. So we'll get stamina potions and mana potions. And also, I guess I can show you how I do that. You go for a left click on whatever you're buying. I can't buy anything right now because I'm broke. But you go for a left click on whatever you're buying. And then you press enter as you're left clicking. And you'll kind of just have to feel out the speed for it, and lag on the server can change it and stuff. But that is the fastest way to buy if you want to kind of buy really quickly. Thanks, Bing. So I will go ahead and start as well, this one with fire. So there's really kind of two main starters. I mean, three if you want to count Blaze. But there's really kind of two main starter builds for the Sorceress, right? So we'll go 5 points Vitality, 1 point Firebolt for level 1 here. The first one is going to be Fire, right? So this is just going into Fireball, Firebolt, Fireball, and just kind of running Fireball and having that really nice explosive AoE damage. That can take you all the way through normal. And it's just very strong, and it's very easy, which is why I like it. I think this is the best build for newer players, because it doesn't require a lot of like skill. I'm just gonna say, right? It's kind of a little bit easier on you. It doesn't require you to have such crazy pathing ideas or being as close to mobs. You can keep your range and all of that, which is really nice for it. So I think it's a great build. It's also extremely strong and not that much slower than the second way, while still just being a really solid skill. So I do like the fire build a lot because, again, like I say, you really get a nice additional damage and range and safety. So again, fire bolt, vitality. The second build is Charged Bolt. And Charged Bolts are a little bit harder. You have to be a little bit closer with them, so they're a little bit less safe. They also kind of spread around and shotgun, so you have to kind of deal with how you're aiming them. And then from that, you'll shift into Nova, which is very strong. However, it involves a little bit more use of like bouncing between Nova and Static over and over again. It also requires a little bit more... just like you're gonna have to dive in and be close on mobs, right? Because Nova is just a small range around you, so it requires a little more speed and skill, because you have to be able to jump into the middle of mobs, and then before they can get their hits off on you, you want to be getting your hits off on them, right? So for that reason, I'm choosing fire for this. Also, it kind of goes thematically with Hydra. I'm sure in another Sorceress playthrough, I will do a lightning start for those that want to do that. For those that say, what about a cold start? Don't do it. It's pretty miserable. Unfortunately, cold doesn't really do well. They did buff Frost Nova damage by 25%, so maybe there's some potential of like a Frost Nova build or something that we could explore, at least just to get through normal. But overall, cold damage just ends up being way worse until you get to Blizzard, and then it becomes the best damage, right? So we'll have to kind of take a look. Okay, so we can kind of just sell some things. I do like keeping chip gems if I can, and that's just really nice. And then additionally, especially like rubies and things, because they give plus to life, which is nice. I want to make sure I have at least one scroll of Town Portal right now. If you have a lot of money, you can buy your tomes. And then additionally, you can look at something like this. Oh, plus 3 to Firebolt, but it costs 10,000 gold, right? So this would be something amazing to grab and super helpful. 2 to Charge Bolt, right? These things would be fantastic to grab. If you're doing this completely SSF, it might be tough to have 10,000 gold by now. if you're doing this with shared stash and you have gold shared over, then you could go grab that and use that, right? If you're kind of sharing stuff between your characters, up to you. But that is what it is. SSF is solo self-found, so that means I'm just playing this character 100% with no other gear, no other items, no other gold help from any other characters whatsoever. I can't grab other gear from other stuff. I can't, you know, have people give me things, anything. So, again, feel free to play however you want, though. If you're like, I want to have stuff given to me, or I want to use the gear from other characters, whatever it is, then you're good. And if you're short on cash, you can get a low-interest loan from Moo Girl. Hey, shut up. So we're gonna go to the Stony Field.
Hi, May.
And
how much are those Diablo tokens you were talking about? 100 tokens for $4.99. So like 10 tokens for Ohm Rune?
yeah, something like that. Thanks, Fire Touch. Something like that. So I want to kill bosses, right? And their minions. And the reason that I'm always going to focus on this and not killing everything else, you know, I might kill some annoying archers or something, and we can kill like this guy, even though he's fire enchanted. It's annoying. But the reason that I want to focus on these bosses and their minions is because they're worth 500% experience, which is a lot. So this mob, compared to that mob I just killed that was a regular archer. This mob is 3 levels higher and 500% experience. Same with Rakinishu. So you can see just how much more experience you get when you're killing boss groups and all of their minions, because them and their minions are all plus 3 levels plus 500% experience, and champions are plus 3 levels plus 300, or plus 2 levels plus 300% experience. So it's way better than, for instance, if I kill like these guys, look at my experience bar. It just doesn't move up near as much. So I have to kill way more regular guys than bosses to get the same amount of experience. So a lot of times just going through and focusing on the boss groups can really be helpful. Now that being said, you can still kill, you know, regular mobs here and there. I mean, you can see it's not no experience. And it can still be used for leveling. But, for instance, this champ group is really nice because every one of the carvers that are part of this champ group are 300% experience. So I'm gonna get a lot more experience. We'll go into the point firebolt by killing all these guys, than killing just like this tainted and these regular mobs, you know. So just something to note and think about as you're playing through. But again, killing stuff along the way. If I just killed only boss groups and nothing else, I definitely end up underleveled. If I killed boss groups and then like high density stuff, then, you know, we'd be in a good spot. And if I kill everything, then I'll be over leveled, which isn't always a terrible thing to be, right? So we'll go ahead and do this. And you can see this is a boss, and you can always tell because this guy is a boss, and then this says demon minion. So if it says minion, that means that that is worth the 500% experience. Okay, and so we'll go ahead and look for the tree. And again, I don't mind killing something like density here and there just to pick up a little bit of EXP as we go. Now, so far I've just done points into, you can also use poison shrines for a little bit of easy kills. I've I've just done this. If you wanted at level 6, you could put a single point into Frost Nova. Totally acceptable. Some people are like, hey, that I want that safety, you know, for extra fast mobs and stuff, and that would totally be okay. But I'm just doing pure Firebolt right now, and then pure Vitality right now as well. But for instance, this would be a group where having Frost Nova could be very helpful. Just to slow them down a little bit.
No.
Otherwise, a little dangerous maybe. Thanks, Exact. Also at level 6, you can put some Strangling Gas Potions if you find some. And these can actually be an extremely effective way at killing stuff.
This ancient tree has an aura
You can
of
see that's just very good AoE. So, and we will pick up all armors. We're looking for a 2 open socket gray armor. So anytime I find a gray armor on the ground like that, when I don't have it, another point in Firebolt, more Vitality, I'm going to be putting, I'm going to be picking it up just to check for this. And same with staves. I want a 2 open socket staff, especially if I can get one that's got like plus to fireball on it or something. That would be really nice and really helpful. And this will just be for our rune words later on. We're going to make leaf and stealth rune word. So nice to have those. And we want them to be gray. Remember that we don't want it to be blue mechanics armor. We want it to be gray armor. If it's blue and 2 open sockets, it will not work. No Nadir. I mean, Nadir is okay. But I'd rather put just like 2 tiers in a helm, or Ral in a helm, or something like that. Okay, so we'll go back once we get... okay, I guess we'll drop this for now. Just gonna look for this waypoint. Really hope it's not a river map, but of course it is. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, we'll use lore later on.
Blue mechanics for rune words. Got it, Chief. Thanks for the good tips.
So we got a terrible map, sadly. Hopefully there's a waypoint like right here and not way across the river. But it's not looking good for us at the moment. Let's see what happens. And while we're looking for this waypoint, don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps the channel out. Free and easy to do. Thanks for trying, Twitch. Okay, so once again, we'll keep looking for waypoint. It looks like it might just be one of the worst maps ever, which I had a bad fear about, and yeah, it's pretty bad. Alright. Well, we'll do one tower, then we'll come back and do the cane save and all that stuff.
This place holds many secrets.
So very important to get yourself the Black Marsh waypoint and find the tower, as getting these runes is pretty critical and pretty important to the run. Be careful with lightning enchant mobs, they do a lot of damage. And again, if you want a point in Frost Nova at this point, you can do so. I still think I'm just gonna run straight and it'll be okay doing that. But do be careful down here. There are a lot of dangerous mobs in the tower. Most importantly, or notably, being archers. Because if you run into like cold enchant archers or extra strong curse archers, things like that, it can be tough. And I am only level 6, but at the same time, remember I do have these strangling gas potions, which are actually insanely helpful. So this is where definitely using those strangling gas potions, I would say, is going to be a big help for you. Another point Firebolt, another point Vitality. We'll just keep going that. And this will be, yeah, so this ultimate build will be a Hydra Orb, but again, we got to start out. And so we can throw more poison gas potions down at these archers. And just try and avoid having all of them hit us at once. You know, that can always be just a helpful way, using things like doors and walls to your advantage. Thanks, laying the wood. Appreciate that. And if you want to learn how to be really good at maps, Map Hack in Your Mind is a video I made that discusses how to navigate all of the different maps in the game. It will improve your playthrough speed greatly. Highly recommended video. And I'm again using the poison potions here just to help, especially with the fire enchanted. Okay, level 5. If you do adjust the player count at all, because one thing you can always do is make the player count higher so it's a little bit harder, but you get more experience. That's something maybe we'll do a little bit later on. But if you have been doing it at this point, make sure to just drop the player count back to 1 before you kill the Countess. That's all I can tell you. If you do not, you won't have as fun of a time. It'll be way harder to get the runes you want. And remember, we want Tal, Eth, Tyr, Ral. Okay. Also, Countess is going to be fire enchanted, so having poison gas potions will help your speed with her a lot. But we can just stay out here and just slowly kind of take these guys down one at a time. Mercenaries also can be helpful for it. This is true. So you can see my fire damage isn't great, but if I poison her, I kill her really quickly. And there's our Eth rune, so that's 1 of the 4 that we need. And we'll try again. So we can put our armor over there for now. And again, we can also keep these chip gems. They're especially good for a little bit of gold later on. Put another point of Firebolt and more points into Vitality. Just gonna keep doing that. I can also take these Strangling Gas Potions, sell them, and now you'll notice the quantity went from 12 out of 25 to 25 out of 25. Buy them back, and now they're refilled. So this is a nice little hack for anything that has a quantity like that. You can sell it, buy it back. Same with like a Tome of Town Portal, whatever it is. Though if they have tomes, it doesn't work. But if I take like this tome over to Charcy and sell it, it'll go to 20 out of 20 quantity, and then I can buy it back. So fun little tip. Anyways, let's go to the Stony Field. And let's kill some Rakanishu. And do Tristram and save Kayn. Because he's right there, makes it easy. But additionally, so we can maybe do cow level later on, if we want to search the cow level for a crystal sword or broadsword or something for a spirit later, which would probably be really nice. There's also a boss group right here, so we'll go ahead and kill that guy. Oh, almost perfect circle.
spectrum was no match for Diablo's fury.
Okay, we save Kane.
Deckard Cain, get to the rogue camp.
And again, it definitely is a tiny bit slow when you're just playing Firebolt at the very start. Because it is still that single target. But once we get to Fireball and then we get all the plus synergy from the bolts that we've had and stuff, this build really does start to open up a lot and get really decent. And it's not terrible by any means either. It's still like a fine build. I mean, you can see this hasn't been like problematic or anything. We can also go down and kill boss groups. Again, we have poison if we want. Kill that bad man. And we'll grab Wirt's leg here. And a little bit of gold. Perfect. Can also stash a little gold there and continue on. So, again, we are going to be needing to go back to the tower a few times. This may be one of these games where, I mean, you may have to do the tower 10, 12 runs, you know? I would definitely say, though, getting these runes will be a large improvement. Now, you don't have to have them. You can still play the game without these rune words. Can still be okay. And if you're borrowing gear from other characters or borrowing runes or whatever stuff, you can just borrow a, you know, Tal rune, Eth rune, Tyr rune, Rao rune, whatever it is. Help your character out. I do still believe that going into the tower a few times is nice, just to get some of the experience. Honestly, you can do tower on players 1 up until about level 13 to 14 is where it really starts to kind of just like become meh. And we'll go ahead and go 5 to strength at this point. It'll allow us to put this helm on, which is nice. It has a little bit of life and cold res on it. But also, we want to work up to 25 strength eventually. And then I'm just going to lay down some poison potions and drag the archers into them just to help myself out a little bit. And again, another point into Fire Bolt. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Appreciate that sub. We've got the goatmen here as well. Level 28 through how much away leveling solo. Oh, classic is completely different, right? I mean, probably just doing like normal chaos or early nightmare stuff. Maybe you can take it to like Act 2 tombs. Could be decent. So generally there's going to be one boss on every level of the tower. If there is an L shape in the right spot, you can have a second boss. And I'll show that on the next time we run, because there were 2 on level 1 and 2. But generally, like, I see this boss right here, there will not be another boss group on this level. But that's why sometimes you'll see me run around looking for a boss group on a level, because most often there's 1, sometimes there's 0. And like I said, sometimes there is 2. So, but like again here, there's the 1 right here. Countess doesn't count as 1 all the time, but sometimes there's 1 or 0 on this level as well. we can charge in and poison everybody here. Because poison does a great job, has a nice area of effect, which is super helpful, and helps us kill the Countess. And Ral rune right there, which is nice. Also collecting the other runes I think is always a good idea, especially at this point. And the reason is, for instance, 3 Ith runes makes a Tal rune. So if we get, you know, Ith, then we have what we want right there. Additionally, something like an L rune can be used for Ith, which makes a Malice, which I could give to like an Act 2 mercenary or something. So honestly, hoarding all the runes for early on is really nice. It's something that you can just kind of, you know, keep around, whatever it is. I can also now, even though I didn't do the quest, I could go ahead and resurrect or grab a mercenary. Once you hit level 8, 7, 8, one of the two, I believe, you can just get a mercenary. They just come to you. So if you want, you can just do that and get a mercenary. This is if you're up to it. I mean, they're not a huge help, but they're okay. You know, she'll kill some stuff here and there. And always you can use shift 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that'll give her a potion from your belt. So that's an easy way. You can also grab a potion and drag it and click it on her to give her a health potion. But doing shift 1, 2, 3, 4 is easier. Easier way to do it. So. And it's very unfortunate that we're not only is this a long run, but we're also not finding boss groups along the way. Definitely kind of sucks. So, but this is an example of a map with an L shape. You can see right there, it's an L without any doors or anything. That means there is 95% of the time going to be a boss in that area. So if we come across another boss prior to that, then there will be 2 bosses. If we don't come across another boss prior to that, then there's probably just going to be the 1 boss. And yep, no other bosses there, so we'll go to level 2. And again, there's an L shape. But I don't see any other boss prior, so most likely just going to be that single boss right there. And good job, Leanne. A little aggressive and spicy. Also grabbing things like preserved heads and wolf heads and things like that can be worth good money if they roll some plus skills on them. So we'll go here. We'll go 5 more strength. Again, I want to get up to 25 strength eventually. Generally by like 12, 13, somewhere around there I want to have it. And we'll go help our chick out here. Give her a health potion. You do have to baby mercenaries a little bit, especially mercenaries in Act 1. This build can farm a lot of places endgame. Because it has the cold and fire, you really can go to a large variety of spots, so kind of just where you want. Can't do like tower really because she's cold fire immune, but that does not count as an L shape because there's a door there. If that wasn't a door, then it's an L shape. Has to be an L without a door. It's not a super common shape. So you may have none of them in your tower. You may have one. For us to have two in the tower is pretty rare. Yeah, you could do tower with this character actually and Countess, but your mercenary would be the one, have to be strong enough to kill the Countess. Nef Ith. So again, another Ith rune. Puts us close to Tal. And we'll just hold on to the Nef for now. And those should be worth a little bit of money. 1240, 1077. This is worth 1568. So a lot of decent gold. And again, if I can find a 2 open socket staff that has, you know, a little bit of firebolt or whatever on it, that would be really nice. Now, right now, shopping that, it'll be red because I'm level 10. So I could go and look at just the red staves to try and see if I can find a 2 open socket one that has plus to fireball. Right, because I can't use it yet.
Yes.
3 to blaze. Oh, love it. Now, if I do find one with plus to fireball and 2 open socket, I probably won't be able to afford it. So I'm not going to keep looking because I only have 4,500 gold and blah, blah, blah. But just something for you to note. Also, we have a gem shrine, and the way that gem shrines work is whatever gem you have in your inventory, it will upgrade. If you have multiple, it takes a random one. Some people say it takes a specific one. But let's say, for instance, I want to upgrade this ruby. Now it's a flawed ruby from a chipped ruby. So I can specifically take one type of gem to a gem shrine to upgrade it 1 notch, which is really nice. And we'll go fire bolt again. And we will go more strength. We're at 25 strength now, which is perfect. So that's a nice little tip to get yourself, you know, perfect rubies or amethyst or whatever you're looking for. Nice and easily. I'm looking for experience and skill shrines mostly when I'm clicking on these or looking at these. And unfortunately, we haven't gotten it. Also, the best place to find gem shrines is the Stony Field. Fun tip. Followed by probably like Darkwood and then Black Marsh, then Cold Plains. Probably something along those lines. Okay, we'll get a rare hunter's bow, and we'll give that to her. Give her a little bit more damage. Hand axe, wow. Got ourselves some crushing blow. If this was a smiter or barb or something, I would be ecstatic about that for just to use on bosses, but for this character, doesn't really matter. Also, we have static and stuff.
I'm overburdened.
20 years and still learning new things. There's a lot of things to learn. Even people who knew about the gem shrines, a lot of them didn't know the best place to find them was Stony Field. I didn't even know that until a couple years ago when I dove into the files and literally like looked through all of the like shrine files and figured out how it uses the different area, and it's not actually area level to determine shrine, but just some random ID that they give to an area, and that determines what shrines will pop up there. And it was a ton of stuff. That's wild. Yeah, experience shrines, the best place to get it is going to be Blood Moor, then Cold Plains, then Stony Field, just kind of first area and then further. Because you can get that shrine immediately. If you're looking for more information on how shrines work and all that really interesting stuff, I have a video on shrines. If you type Mr. Llama SC shrines probably into YouTube, it'll bring it up. Ral rune. So we already have a Ral rune, but a second Ral rune isn't bad because you can see it adds 30% or 35% in his shield fire resist, and that's actually really nice. So it's not bad at all there. And we'll just sell these things, sadly. Womp womp. And we can also check. We have 1 of 25 left, so we'll resell that, buy it back. 25 out of 25. And continue. And again, I'm only 11 right now, so this is still totally fine, right? Like, also, Ral runes are just extremely good runes. You can morph 3 of them together to make an Ort rune, which can be useful for like a lore later on if you need or something. They give you the fire res. They're in, you know, a couple rune words like Ancient's Pledge or Leaf. They're really quality runes. So I would always be keeping my Ral runes anyways. And they're useful for amulet crafting, which is one of the best crafting, if not the best crafting recipes in the game. You can also use them for repairing armors. So if you put a Ral rune in a in the cube with an armor and cube it, it'll actually
now
repair
we are both
it.
12 less than 3.
Aw, thanks, Fiffy.
I can't carry anymore.
So really useful for those superior armors that are really expensive. And here we hit level 12. Thank you, Fiffy, where we can now swap over to Fireball, which is a little bit more mana intensive. So, one thing that I like to do, and I'll give you guys this option, of course. It's not like crazy necessary for this character, but if you would like, you can put 5 points into energy, 5, 10, 15 points into energy, something around there. It's really helpful. It helps with your potions critting, which for a lot of people, they don't know that either, but potions can actually crit, where they heal twice as much, twice as fast. And so that can be really nice. And let's go ahead and grab an armor just for fun. But it will also give you a little bit of mana and improves your mana regen and everything also. So plenty of nice benefits. But like I say, Fireball is going to be a little bit more mana intensive. So that's why I don't mind having a little bit there. But additionally, the energy points are actually really nice once you start getting to teleport. And that's the biggest reason I like to use it, or I like having points there, is, yeah, it's nice for being able to cast some spells, but it's really nice, in my opinion, when you're teleporting around, just to have a little bit. Opinion on a Tier helm. Tier helm is one of my favorite helms for early game spellcasters like this. a lot of people, I mean, don't waste your first tier rune on it because, like I say, you want to make sure you're saving one tier rune so that you can have the tier rune for your leaf staff. But tier is every tier rune that you socket anywhere is +2 mana per kill. And for spells like this, every time I'm killing stuff and I'm able to regen all that mana, it just helps so much. So again, really nice. I like it. I don't like points in warmth early on. It's just such a slow regen. You could maybe put 1 point in there, but even a 1 point doesn't really do a ton. It's very slow. So, not my favorite. Another Eth rune. We're just getting the same things over and over again. We'll go ahead and try and grab some more stuff worth a little bit of gold, just to boost our gold up. Additionally, I can put some of these things away. And I can put some rejuves away as well. I like to save some rejuves just for like late nightmare in hell. Just as a little safety. Can also look here, 2 to Ice Bolt, 10 hit recovery, 4 to mana, not bad. And I'm looking for faster cast rate on those, or plus to life or resistances, so not really getting a lot there. We'll get some potions, and then we can again take a look, as we do have like 18,000, 17,000. And I can look for maybe, you know, like if this was 1 to fireball or something, that'd be really nice. This is 1 to fireball, 1 to telekinesis. If I just want a little bit more damage right now, that could be nice. Miami Max, thank you very much. But we can always just go in and out. Welcome everybody from Miami Max's channel. This is also nice, even though it's fire bolt. It is 1 to warmth, which with the +3 fire skills is actually nice, and it does give 3 to static field, which would kind of take away from me having to put a point into static field at that time. So this is kind of tempting, as it saves me a single point in static field and a single point in warmth. The firebolt doesn't really add, but it's almost what I would want, and I could make the 2 open socket leaf in that. That one is definitely like one you could look for. Yeah, this is a softcore guide to play through. And again, Frost Nova, Ice Bolt. You'll wait for a 2 open socket 1 to telly. I mean, I like having my own point in telly just in case I, you know, die and want to go get my body back. Can be helpful to have that. 77,000 for that. Oof. Yeah, Leaf will be level 19, so that'll be later on that we'll be going for it, but we're just seeing what we can get. I'm just looking for like a +1 or 2 fireball with 2 open sockets. That'd be really nice. 3 to Nova. Wow. 2 to lightning. Those are some nasty stabs right there, man. Expensive though. I think I can afford a 1 to fireball. I don't know if I'll be able to afford a, maybe a 2. A 3, probably not. So again, this isn't necessary, and we may end up just grabbing some random 2 open socket and calling it good. You can do this as much as or as little as you would like. Now, the only thing I can say is make sure you don't buy this. Remember, this is blue. This is mechanics. We do not want to get a mechanics, as that will not turn into a rune word.
Yes.
Suggestions on where to farm jewelry. A lot of times it's just you gotta get a little lucky with it. And Dariel's nice for getting jewelry, but that's more like uniques and rares. And Trav and things like that isn't bad. LK runs is probably going to end up being your best. That's a good example right there of a mechanics, by the way. So LK runs, I would say, if you can do players 8, lower cross. 1 to Blaze, 1 to Telekinesis. We're not putting shop. This is a guided playthrough. We're not just gonna. Again, shop as little or as much as you would like. Also, feel free to skip ahead if you're on the YouTube. Shop with me, whatever you want to do. See what we can get. Shop it on your source too. I mean, it's kind of fun, you know. This is one of the reasons that I really like Diablo 2, and I like playing single player. A lot of people want all the best stuff, instantly all of that. But when in Diablo 2 did you get to, like, was it so fun to try and get a better, like, staff from shopping or something, you know? I feel like that's the question. This is an experience I guarantee most of you have never had. And I don't know. I love it. I think it makes a really fun part of the game. Because you just get to decide when you want to stop. Oh, I found, you know, this has plus to static and blah, blah, blah. That's good enough for me. It's not even like you're shopping like for, you know, 320s or something from Anya where it's just you either get it or you don't. This is like you can decide if +1 is good, +2 is fine, +3 if you want other things. If you have a ton of gold, you can really go for some crazy good one. 3 to warmth, 3 to fireball, I don't know, whatever. So it's, you know, it's just a nice personal experience that you get to kind of have. And I love it. To me, this is one of the, like, small things but big things that just makes Diablo 2 really fun. Oof. White Wand base, you can go shop in Act 2 on Drognen. 3 to Ice Blast. I've gotten so many 3 to Ice Blast.
Help me!
Hey, going back to Zod Rune proposal, how to make it more powerful and fairly worthy. Blizzard make a cube recipe with Zod Rune with any ethereal item. That would take out durability of that item. But only for gloves, belts, helmets, but not weapons.
Yeah, I've thought something like that could actually be fun. Cubing a Zod in. 3 to static field again there. I thought that could actually be a fun one. Soft points do not count for synergies. So it's only one place they do, and that is the Druid Summon Tree. Nice, Jimmy. Sounds like a good day to me. 2 to Ice. Drognen will also have them, yeah. So you could shop there as well if you would like. And I mean, maybe we wait. You know, I was thinking, if we get some plus to, you know, fireball right now would be nice, though. That was my thought in shopping it at this point. So maybe we'll hold off. Just try and shop it later. Let me grab like a random +1 to fireball or something.
Of Post-its? Thanks.
Of course. I just want even like one fireball now. Alright, last shop. And then we'll just move forward. And we can just, you know, we're just showing off what can be done. So we can shop later once we get some more gold. Anyways, let's continue. To open socket fireball? I don't think so. Did I? It's okay. Shop later when we have more gold, so then if we do run into a 3 open socket maybe or something, we can grab it. Because again, we're not going to be able to use the leaf until level 19 anyways. Yeah, the plus fireball right now would be helpful still, but... Was that the mechanics one? There we go, there's an experience shrine. So we still need Tyr and Tal. We could also get Tyr and Ith. That would also work. So we'll see what we come across. And again, for charms and things like this, we're just looking for resistances, life,
back to Zod rune
mana.
proposal. That way you would have an upgraded Eth item and still be able to socket it. I forgot to mention Shield S. Basically all armors cubing with Zod runes. Blizzard, please listen. We players have better ideas than your entire team.
I mean, they've got a lot of good ideas too. I don't know if that's nice to say, but I think that's a nice idea. Go fireball.
I am overburdened.
I see a lot of bad ideas in chat. It's truth. Most people, I agree with Warren. Most people, if they designed this game, it would end up as Diablo 3 in like less than a year. We'd have characters doing 500 million damage, clearing the whole screen with one button. Oh, it's really nice, Merlin, yeah. So anyways, we're up to 25 strength. We can just go back to vitality now. And I like picking up staves because I do like looking for, you know, the plus to fireball, right? True Bing. Tal Tyr. Tal Ith Tal. Okay, so we're just missing the tier rune right now. We are level 13. So we are getting a little bit, you know, tired. We have Ithel Eth, so we can actually make that for our mercenary later, which is nice. And we can roll here. 4 to strength, 1 to frozen armor, 1 to warmth. I mean, I'm not using fire bolt, so we might as well take the 1 to warmth right now. 4 to strength, I'll go ahead and drop off. And 2 to strength, whatever. Strength isn't really doing anything for us. And now, of course, we can just look again really fast at staves as we shop. Plenty of those left. And we'll continue for the tier rune. Now, if you have all your runes, you're a decent level, you want to move forward. Again, you can always skip ahead in this YouTube video to wherever you are at. It's kind of the nice thing about these characters is you can go at whatever speed you want. Good new mercenary to use. I think the Act 5 ones are decent. Act 3 is still pretty trash. No experience, so we'll take the skill. This YouTube video is filmed in front of a live YouTube audience. Well, bots are alive. They're counted as live. I'm just on players 1. We'll go another 1 into fireball. And more vitality. Thank you, Flecky. I mean, OG melee is really good. And I do think this character really starts to now show the power of her once we get into Fireball. Just like how she's able to have nice AoE damage from afar, you know? You don't have to get close to everything. You can stand back and still lay it down. Interesting one. Well, you gotta do maxing find potion now if you're a item find barbarian of any sort. Too good not to. Alright, Tyrun would be lovely. If not, we may just go forward. See if we find one along the way. As this is a far area, and then we can come back when we are teleporting. But we're good. So yeah, like I was saying, at this point, I would probably be okay to just go forward, get level 18, see if we found it along the way. If we didn't, we could come back and we could just teleport, right? And then we can teleport to the Countess. It'll be a lot faster and a lot easier. That being said, we got our tier rune, so we're good now. And now we can find our 2 open socket, as at this point having the 2 open socket is actually going to be really nice. So again, YouTube, feel free to skip forward a little bit if you would like. We can get any 2 open socket, but I'm just gonna go for a little bit nicer one. If we can. Boom. Skip the best part. I'll probably end up settling on just some random one with like static or something. Or warmth or whatever. But I'm hopeful. I'm holding out hope we can get one quick. 1 to warmth.
The order welcomes you.
2 to static field, 2 to frozen armor.
On
29
hardcore,
grand.
I was able to clean normal Nightmare and Hell Act 3 with Iritha's set adds smoke armor lol. Fire Sorcerer's simply the best going through normal and Nightmare.
Yeah.
Then re-skill to Blizzard or Lightning.
Definitely Fire Source is nice going through. Should have bought the first one? Probably. That first one was really nice. 3 to static, 1 to warmth or whatever. Should have settled on it. Nice rub.
Yes.
Okay, for the sake of the guide playthrough, we will just grab the next one that's mildly okay.
Greetings.
Just be patient. No patience. Again, for the guided playthrough, we can just kind of, you know, grab whatever. 1 to warmth or 2 to static or whatever stuff. That'll be totally fine. Thanks, Cooch. Now we can't even get 2 open sockets. Nice, Merlin.
The order welcomes you.
Oh, Frost Nova. For the sake of the guy who played 3, you need to teach them that hours of grinding is necessary. Feels that way sometimes. You can gamble at Griffins, yes. Oh boy. Just gotta turn the music on to find something. Ice Blast, Fire Bolt. No, you can't be too high of a level to gamble it. Static, Inferno, Frozen Armor. That's probably what we'll go with here. So it gives us 2 useful things, Frozen Armor and Static. And again, we'll put the Tear Rune in there. We'll save the Row Rune for later because I don't want to waste it and make it so it's unusable. Having that Tear Rune right now is going to be super helpful for the additional mana per kill. But otherwise, let's just move forward. And we are a little over leveled. I mean, we're 14 and a half. Totally fine. I mean, again, being over leveled is generally not too big of a deal. When you're playing through the game, usually makes just future areas a little easier, which is nice. So, and it'll make getting to level 18 a little bit faster for us, which is also nice. If I didn't have a 2 open socket armor in my stash already, I would go and grab that and check if it's 2 open sockets. But we do, and we're good there, so don't really care. Ganando, thank you very much. Yeah, at this point, we're definitely ready for Andariel, so we're just ready to kind of push through. I'm not going to kill every little thing. If there's big density groups, I'll kill those. If there's boss groups, I'll kill those. But otherwise, we're just going to be pushing towards Andariel as we're pretty good with our experience. And, you know, maybe we find another, a really good 2 open socket staff later, right? Maybe while we're playing through this, we find a 3 open socket fireball staff or something. Definitely at that point, I would just go to 18, teleport, and try and get another, another whatchamacallit, another tier rune from Countess. So, can always be pretty open in how you play, you know, that's kind of still always the nice thing.
Join my army of the dead.
MRLLAMAC man, I love you. Let's play. You are my hero.
Thank you, Zeter. And you can see how strong we are by how easily we crush the smith there. Go ahead and grab the malice. That can be useful just for an imbue later on, whether we want to use it now or save it for the very end. Not a big deal. And this has definitely been a long Act 1. I mean, again, we had probably the worst tower layout we could have, with how far it took to get to the tower. Plus just, you know, slow for explanation. Runes took a long time to get what we needed, blah, 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 blah. So most of you guys should be still caught up with me and where we're at. Put another point into fireball there. But if you're not, that's still okay. The beauty of D2 is you can just go at your own pace. So fireball and vitality. Again, we'll just continue down that path for a little bit. With one exception, which will be at level 18. So at level 18, we'll go into teleport, and we'll need to have a point in telekinesis prior to that. So we can either put that from just one of these points, or we can put that point there with like the Radamant skill point, which was my plan. Or you can technically respec at that point if you'd like, just to get points over into it, add a firebolt. But I'd rather kind of save my respec then. Doesn't seem like enough needs to be done for that respec. So, kind of up to you. Interesting map. Yeah, Hydra source is definitely decent. Like I say, this is the Hydra orb right here that we're going to be showing off. And you'll see she's really good. You can have 6 Hydras up at once. So once we get to Act 2, we'll move a little faster. And then, of course, once we get teleport, we'll move a lot faster through the game. Like, Act 1 of normal is definitely one of the longer acts for most sorceresses. Now, if you want to look for rings and amulets, because like we don't have any FCR, popping those caskets is a good place to find some as well.
It's locked.
A lot of nice things can drop from there. Hydra source won't work in hell. Well, that's why we're specking with orb as well, so we'll be able to mix and match Helps a lot for that. Any single spec is really hard to play through the game by itself because Hell runs into the immunities. So that's gonna happen almost all the time.
I can't.
Java is pretty smooth to play through the game until you get to Act 3 Hell.
I can't.
But yeah, Java's on, and lightning characters are definitely going to be the easiest because they're going to have the benefit that lower resist is going to almost always be breaking the light immunes. Cold immunes like never break, and fire immunes sometimes break, but there's still plenty that don't, so that's what makes it difficult for them.
I can't.
These can also be really nice for farming experience, just these little like groups in here.
Help me!
Any idea when the next D2 Legacy ladder reset is? Will there even be one?
I do not know, Royale. I'm sure there'll be one. It's every 6 months, I think, still, right?
Impossible.
Like, I think they're keeping that on a 6-month rotation and then putting, you know, this on a 4-month. Oof. Okay, so the exit is literally right above us. Late May, early June. Yeah, it's probably coming up pretty soon.
It's locked.
For sure, Roman. Okay, so level 3. And if you want to farm Indario, you can get that waypoint. If you don't, then that's also totally fine. Normally, Indario doesn't have a ton. But she has Sorceress boots and belt, which can be nice. She has Blood Fist. She has, you know, couple items like that. So, and again, just popping chest is a great way to get rings because we still are looking for that plus to FCR. And we're almost level 16, which is like an insanely high level for Act 1. But again, just puts us pretty close to teleport, which is nice. More vitality, another point in fireball.
Impossible.
And terrible maps. Full explore, but that's okay.
Impossible.
And Dario time, she should be an absolute breeze. Yeah. She has minus 50% fire res. So fire characters are actually super good against her. I mean, it might take like 5 or 6 fireballs to kill her. Maybe a little more. We'll see.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Pretty easy kill. Thank you, Scooter. Okay, let's travel east. Level 2, or Act 2. Congratulations, you've just finished Act 1. Give yourselves a clap. Okay, let's see what we get. Static field, 10 FCR. I mean, that is kind of nice, but we'll drop it. Damage reduced by 1. I guess we could have put that on. 10 FCR, 15 cold res. Both of those are nice. We can look around at boots and all this stuff and gloves. And this is cold, 16 res cold right there. Here's a 2 open socket helmet. I actually want to go with that. And now I can just kind of put these things away over there. We'll also put more rejuves in here. And we'll keep that. Now I can save this to imbue if I want a little bit later on. And we need to turn in our imbue. So now I usually like to run like 1-3. And you can always quick with your potions, you fill your belt with shift buy, and then you just lift up like that. Nice and easy way to do it. Fill up on our potions. We can turn in the imbue. We could try and imbue some boots right now. If we want to use it now, we can wait for later. I mean, it's all, you know. And again, you can always just kind of, I like to buy things, right? 16 cold res gloves. You can buy faster run walk boots. You can buy, you know, boots with res. Like, those sorts of things can be really nice. Even just like the 2 open socket helm. We can shove Rao runes or rubies or whatever we want in there later, which will be really helpful. So Act 2 time. Got a quick exit, which is nice. And again, just kind of killing density. Finding waypoint is good. Favorite act? Act 1 is really fun. I think Act 4 is my favorite. It's kind of sad that it's a little short. But I love the aesthetics. And just the Chaos Sanctuary is such a cool, like, idea of how it works, you know. It's the only boss you really have to go and kind of summon through in that way, you know. Baal has his waves, but I don't know, something about it. Okay, so we have Far Oasis and Halls of the Dead. Keep going. I don't actually mind a lot of Act 2. I agree. Some of my favorite music is in Act 2 as well. And we'll pick up a blue belt. Maybe some nice resistances or life or something on that. Could be good. Yeah, harem music is great. The maggot lair can be really annoying on certain classes, but if I had the option to remove the maggot lair from the game, would I? Not a chance. I actually love it being in the game, but the main reason being I love the fact that they actually were willing to put some variety and different challenge in how the pathing is, you know. It's one of my biggest gripes about a lot of these games nowadays.
How would you know how good harem music is, Llama? Oh wait, right, D2 harem.
D2 harem. Thank you, Mojo. Thank you, Smuts. It's like if you go to like something like, you know, Diablo 3, easy example, but even other games, they just have this, it's like the same length for an area, you know? Every area has to be open and wide and all this stuff. And it just makes it so every area feels way more the same. Whereas the maggot lair is very unique. And again, some characters like the Hammerden suck in that area, and other characters are great in that area. Like a Bone Necro is pretty strong. He can just plow through there. This character is actually decent in there. So it's like, it's nice that they were willing to make the game a little bit different and not make it easy. You know? But yeah, a lot of games nowadays, everything is just wide open. So it's like, meh. And here again, you can see us buy and sell this, and those are now full. So I don't mind it. To me, I'm totally down for it. Again, I like games having some change and difficulty. Blue Star with the T3. Thank you so much. You've been playing around in like Lost Ark or, you know, PoE or any of that stuff. It's like, it's just always so easy to get around. Make it so there's, you know, even this game, like every area in this game has such a unique identity to it. The maze effect, the doors, the, you know, how you're having to fight mobs in different ways every area you go. Like it adds a whole new element to the game that a lot of games just don't do. Thanks, Salty. Appreciate that. 15 months. And that's just how I like to play games, you know? Some people don't like playing that. They don't like that difficulty. They don't think it's fun. They think, you know, make everything wide open so I don't have any movement issues. And that's fun to them. And that's fine. It's wrong. Just kidding. But it's fine.
Impossible. 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 I can't.
Okay, we'll just get our cube. Nice and easy.
Impossible.
Another flawed ruby, which is nice. Maybe put those in our helm for a little bit of life at some point. And I'll actually save quit because I want to reset this map. So then I can go and... oh, no fireball. 2 to life. Honestly, I'd rather have the replenish life 4. Cold res 4%, perfect. But then I can go back and kill Beetle Burst again. Because again, we are just looking to get to the next level, right? We're looking to get to level 18. We are 17, which does mean we can actually use our stealth. So we'll go ahead and go back for that here very soon. Yeah, I mean, the Flood Skull would sell for 1,000 gold, so it'd be okay to pick up. But, you know, like this chainmail would sell for a few thousand gold as well. You can always kind of pick and choose what you want there. So let's go back and get our stealth armor. Because stealth armor is amazing. Not really revolution. 1 to static, 2 to charge bolt, but 3 to mana per kill. Wow.
Might be a little specific question, but is there a way to also reduce damage taken on mana with energy shield?
That's nice with
Beside
the 3 to
maxing
mana.
telekinesis, like damage reduce etc., or it takes 75% of DMG and you can't change it? Only damage taken on life can be mitigated? Thanks for your knowledge.
You can do damage reduction, like magic damage and damage reduction, and kind of stack that in a way, and it can get really nasty. Yeah, mana per kill is really nice. Now we do have 2 mana per kill here, so, you know, this is just kind of a nice little piece. Okay, so now we grab this, we get our Tau rune, our Eth rune, make sure it's gray, and we get faster unlock, faster cast rate, and faster hit recovery. Those 3 things are great. Let's go to the maggot lair. You only get experience from a mob one time, so if it's revived, it doesn't give experience again.
Join my army of the dead.
Hi, is Hydra Orb better than Blizzard for keys, bosses, and Chaos Ball?
Is Hydra Orb better for keys, bosses, and Chaos Ball? I mean, it definitely is workable for those.
Impossible.
Better than is a tough question, because better than what? Doesn't feel like it should be in this area, but might be some stuff to kill still. Oh, better than Blizzard. I mean, Blizzard is really good for it, but you're not going to be, you know, some areas aren't going to be quite as good, so you got to kind of make a decision, I guess. But I really like Blizzard for keys running. I don't know if this will be better than that.
I can't.
But I'm sure it's still viable. And again, the main benefit of Hydra Orb is you don't have to skip as much, right? A little bit slower, but you're not having to, you know, skip over all the fire immunes and or cold immunes and figure out how to deal with it and whatever, right? So having the dual spec is really its shine. But yeah, I think it'd still be a good key farmer. I think probably just a little bit slower than Blizzard. Be my guess.
I can't. Impossible.
Get it, Mac.
Impossible.
Lightning is very good for key farming, yeah.
I can't. Impossible.
Play full energy Nova on budget gear. No. Nova on budget gear all the way through is awful. Really rough. I mean, you can do it, but without Infinity, Nova feels really lackluster. Okay, level 18, and I realize I didn't put it in telekinesis or teleport, so I will be using my respec
I can't.
to change. Let's grab the Staff of Kings. Thankfully, we got a respec, huh?
It is an honor to serve you.
So again, if you saved that point, you can put it in telekinesis, do Radamant, get teleport, you know, do that whole thing. If not, it's not a big deal. 1 telekinesis, 1 to teleport, 1 to static. I already have that point. 1 to frozen armor. I already have that point as well. And then max fireball and everything else into fire bolt. And then I like to go up again to 25 strength. Maybe like 45 energy, 40 to 50, somewhere in there. And the rest into vitality. And that is the setup I like to use. And again, now we have teleport, which will help us just get through a lot.
Not enough mana.
This is offline, yes.
Not enough mana. I can't.
Okay.
I need mana.
Go to the valley. And it's also really nice to have gold, so make sure you're picking up a little bit of gold at least. Because having gold for teleporting all the potions is pretty helpful.
I am overburdened. Who would have thought that such primitive beings could cause so much trouble?
And we'll just now morph our cube stuff together there. Can sell these things. And just fill up on potions. We're also done with stamina potions at this point, as we're just teleporting everywhere. Alright, let's go to the Arcane Sanctuary. I'm ready to first way. How about you guys? Now, there's a couple of things at this point to note. The first one is we need to hit level 25, assuming we're not doing cows. So if we are not doing cows, we need to hit level 25 by the end of Act... or by this... Either... Okay. We need to be 25 by the time we go to do Ancients. Or 24 by the time we do Ancients. So once we finish Ancients, we're 25. So generally we want to be about 23 and 2/3 or something. Is a pretty good spot by the end of like Act 3. So then you can be 24 by Act 5, and then you can do Ancients there. The reason is just to get experience at 25. It's a pretty big mess. So generally you'll end Act 2 around 19-ish. Maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little bit higher. But that's kind of something we're aiming for there. We'll see what this is. 2 to attack rating, 1 dexterity. Don't care about that. Grimdawn's nice. And teleporting with your frozen armor can definitely be helpful. Now these potions aren't great for teleporting, so... Oh, hello. Do note that, but... We'll grab these and continue. Alright, so the star... Alright, sun. That's where I need to go.
I need mana.
Yeah, Angelic Saber was pretty pointless for us. Not worth a ton of money either.
I can't.
And so a place that you can get experience is definitely in here, especially if you want to like increase the players count. So let's go to like players 5. I'm not going to actually do Duriel on players 5, but we can try and kill some other mobs on players 5 and see how it goes. Scimitar is also nice if we wanted a little more resistances. But this can be a great place to get a little bit of additional leveling. And then it can also be nice to go and get it from Act 3, right? Doing Flare Jungle, doing Battle Maid Serena, killing just, you know, kind of those sorts of mobs.
I can't.
But there's a lot of tombs to run around and go kill stuff, and there's always those bosses in those tombs, which will give a good amount of experience, especially if you're on players 5 or 8 or anything like that. So, again, always something to consider if you want to level up a little bit more. Now, if you're going to do cows, then you don't have to level up as high. You're just going to not kill a lot of stuff in Act 5, and then go back and do the cows.
I need mana.
A little spicy. Another point in fireball. Okay. Let's go home. Slash players. We'll go down to players 1. And we can just sell these things. Once again, this is a nice weapon. Getting that 15 to life, 15 to all res is super helpful. So if you want to run that for a tiny bit, you can. 30% light res is actually kind of insane. We'll put that right there. Looks like we need one more in strength, so we'll go to 26 for the helm. And we'll just get some potions really fast. And again, for Duriel, you can always stack up thawing potions. And we're level 19, so we can also make our leaf now. +3 to fire skills, 33 cold res, 2 to mana per kill. Super nice. Super, super nice. So the 3 to fire skills is huge. Really does a lot for the character. So again, just make sure you're on players 1 here. I doubt you want to be doing a players 5 kill of Duriel.
I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
And we can just put this in. And this will be an easy kill. I can also put the cold res back on for Duriel. So now we're at 68 and now we're at 85% cold res. Because we get plus 10% from the thawing potion. And then additionally 50% for 30 seconds per potion I drink. So now we have a ton of resistances. Which means we can do that. We can also static them down, of course, because we have points in static.
Ooh.
But just gonna make it much easier, and that's just an easy kill. Thank you, good Apollo. Appreciate that.
Diablo
Mwah.
and Veil have escaped me. Next time.
Easy kill. And just like that, you're done with Act 2. How simple was that? There's some boots. 11 cold, 9 light res. Definitely nice boots. And now I'm actually going to go back. Let's do players 7. And let's just see how like quickly we can... let's sell this. I actually want to keep these boots. We'll swap this out. We'll get the better potions. And let's go back and do a tiny bit of tombing on player 7 here. So we'll go to the tombs that are not the correct one. And you can always just go left of the way you come in to try and find the boss group. There's going to be this in every other tomb.
Impossible.
And we can just kill these guys. And I mean, look at that experience gain. Look at that experience gain. That's crazy good. There's also these chests, which will have some drops in them. Can be nice. Can get a lot of rings and amulets and things like that.
I can't carry anymore. Not enough
So you can just do that. And then if you see any other bosses on the way, you can of course kill them. Otherwise, just kind of bounce out, go to the next tomb. Tomb. I don't know, I'm calling them tomes. Beetles can also be good experience, though a bit, you know, spicy and dangerous sometimes, so do be a little careful. Thank you. And I mean, already leveled to 20 just off of that. We are super poisoned, so we need to go back to town.
Impossible. I need mana.
Okay. Next one. And a great place to also get a little bit of gold. Go another point in Fireball and more Vitality. Oh, I did want Strength for that. It's okay, we'll do Strength on the next one. They say killing beetles and stuff is always usually pretty good. They're worth a lot of experience.
Not enough mana.
Couple bosses right in here.
I need mana.
So again, easy leveling. Just for very quick, just to kind of get us into a, you know, a better position. But this can also be done in the next act.
Not enough mana.
Another point in Fireball, and these points go to Strength. So now we can wear these boots. Small Charm, Battle Staff, Orb, I mean Ring, all sorts of stuff, right? Okay, we'll go back to players 1. But sell this, 3 to mana, sell that, Static Charge, Blaze Inferno, another 10 FCR. So now we can actually take a look and see what our FCR is at. And it's at 35. So another FCR piece actually does get us to 45. And 37 is a break point, so that actually does help us. I'm going to keep these rings because they're both actually really nice. So I'm just going to hold on to those as whenever I get maybe FCR on another piece, then I can put them back on. But we'll go back to Act 3. Level 21 now, which is nice. Our resistances are looking okay. Our cold res is
2
really
years.
good.
Merlama IK Mr. Llama Love.
We are lacking on fire res, and now we're actually going to run into fire mobs. So it's going to get a little hot and spicy there. If we jump on... oh, I do need potions. If we jump on the wrong monster, right? These fetish shamans, you can see how much damage they do to us if I, like... I mean, I'm not even going to tank a whole one, because I can't. I'll literally die if I try and tank it.
I don't sense any magic about this item.
So, but even just a tiny spray of it did some good work on us.
Not enough mana.
So we'll check where this is. That takes us to Great Marsh. And we'll just get potions again. And again, this is where having the spare runes is actually really helpful. So I can go back here and say, hey, look, I've got, you know, an extra Rao rune. Throw it in the helmet. Now I have 30% fire res. That helps a lot. If I have 2 of them, I put both of them in there. That helps even more. Right? Then 60 fire res, and now we're really not having to freak out and worry every time any fire comes close to us. There's another gem shrine. I can go back. I can grab one of my gems. Make a ruby out of it. And this is just our slow progression towards getting ourselves a perfect ruby. And maybe put that in the helmet for some nice life. You know. Everybody's playing along, Agidar.
I can't. I need mana.
But I don't think so. Just picked up your first jaw rune. Nice. Best place for war travs? Hell and Dariel can drop them, right? I mean, it's probably like Nightmare or Mephisto or something, honestly. They're battle boots. But Hell Andy is where I would go searching.
Not enough mana.
1 point into warmth isn't going to do a ton. I mean, you can shove a point there, and with the +3 to fire skills, it'll help it a little bit. But overall, it's still going to be meh. And it doesn't look like we have a flare jungle skip, so we'll just continue forward here.
I need mana. I need mana.
Go to the Great Marsh.
Not enough mana.
Oh.
Thanks, Provade. Thought that was going to be a boss group. I mean, Spirit 100%. Besides that, Stealth is a pretty good bang for your buck. Ancient's Pledge is pretty good bang for your buck.
I need mana.
Okay, Flare Jungle. We can set up a teepee just for a little bit of safety. Until we get a waypoint here. Thanks, Realder. And this can always be nice because we can get ourselves a rare FCR ring or something here, which can be really nice. So let's check it out. See what Ormus has. I mean, it's a fantastic ring for us with the 25 fire res, 9 light res. Unfortunately, it does not have FCR, and right now we need that FCR. But this will be probably replacing that cold res ring. So this one I doubt we'll use, and we'll probably use those two in the event that we don't need FCR anymore.
Not enough mana.
Yeah, but then you gotta get 3 perfect diamonds. Now, we didn't get a very good monster spawn out here, but if you have tons of these little blue dudes right here, these little flares, it can be super, super nice to just kill all those and get decent experience. One of my favorite spots for farming as well, so.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
FCR is greater than everything for the most part when you're looking at frames. So essentially, every class has different breakpoints. So if I had 20 FCR to where, no, 15 FCR to where I'm at right now,
nothing will change. My character will behave the exact same. And the reason is because it doesn't get her to the next breakpoint. So for the Sorceress, for instance, 37 FCR is a breakpoint that'll improve me. And then 63 FCR is the next one. So anything in between there doesn't matter. But every time I can get over one of those breakpoints, it's actually a really big deal. Because it speeds up my, damage. It speeds up my teleport. All that stuff, which is really, really helpful. I guess 9 to life, 20 poison res is technically a little bit better. So we'll use that. And we'll restock on potions here. Oh, they wouldn't dare touch them. There wasn't anything to fix. That's like a classic part of what the game is. A lot of people would be upset if they did that. Now, sometimes you'll run into a mob like this that's just immune to fire. You can either get a mercenary to have the mercenary kill him, or you can just leave him alone. Now, in Act 4 and Act 5, we won't have the option to leave them alone, so we will get a mercenary at that point. But we have those 2 pieces. Now we can continue forward. And kill some more baddies.
I can't carry anymore. I need mana.
Okay, again, is a great place if you want to just find gems and jewels and runes and ammies and all that stuff. You can just go click all these poppables. So getting that waypoint can be good for that. If not, no worries. We'll continue with Fireball here. And this is Serena. It's the temple that faces to the bottom left in the Cuirass Bazaar. So this is a great place to go farm a little bit. You can just go kill her over and over again. Sometimes there's a second boss group like that in there.
I can't carry anymore.
And this is also where that quest is for the Lame Essence Tome, which gives you 5 more to stats. So she's a great place to farm, and we could probably boost up the, the player's difficulty to really like power farm her very quickly if we want.
Impossible.
Which we'll probably end up doing because we're a little bit below where we want to be in terms of level right now. So I'm just gonna go find the waypoint here. We can reset, come back in. Up players. Let's go to players 7. And we can also actually talk to Mashif. Get the Jade figurine, switch over to the Golden Bird. And then you don't have to actually talk to Kane. Even though they say talk to Kane, you can just go right over to Alcor. And then we turn both of these quests in. 20 more life. And 5 more stats. So again, we're player 7. We go to the Cuirass Bazaar again. And this is where we can, kill any bosses, anything we want along the way. But the main focus will just be killing bosses in here. You can just see how much more experience a boss is worth. So, a lot of times, especially in this layout, you'll have 2 bosses. In the other layouts, more often you'll have one, sometimes two, and every now and then you do get a third boss. But just a nice easy place to level up a tiny bit. And of course, you can also just go back to the tombs if you want. And that's easy enough. Come here. Okay, level 23. And getting to about level 23 and a half is generally where you want to be. You can go a little bit further if you'd like. Because like I say, you just want 24 by the end of Act 4. So we'll just keep the high player count on for now, and then that'll definitely get us enough experience. I'll lower it for Trav, but otherwise we can use it and just use it on the couple bosses down here, and that'll be good enough.
I can.
I'd say this is probably the easiest low budget source. I think this will be the best build for a lot of people. And should be one of the more watched guided playthroughs just based on if people are wanting to get a sorceress really moving. I think this will be one of the better ways to do it. Okay, so we got one of these weird maps where it's going to be on the inside.
I need mana. I need mana. I am overburdened.
And we'll grab Kalim's heart. Go back out to the bazaar.
Enough mana.
See if we can find like one more boss. I know I said 23 and a half, but honestly a little bit more is nice.
Impossible.
So we'll go see what we can find down here. There we go. For Sorceress, maybe being more at like 23.8 is better.
I need mana. I need mana.
And I'll still probably end up doing some cows anyways, just for fun, but this is just a helpful thing. Perfect. Alright, so now we'll go down to players 1 for Travancore.
I need mana.
Go get the waypoint for a little safety.
Not enough mana.
And just need to kill one of them.
The temple's power is annulled.
But feel free to kill all of them if you want. A little bit of added experience. 15 to life is very nice. We will keep that. And we'll again just get a few more potions and call it good. How much different do I play this in hardcore? At this point, I still probably play it similarly. More rejuves that we can just go ahead and put away. I'd have a row for rejuves probably, but so we'll go to level 2. Oh god, Big Bang. Some bosses is always nice. A little bit of experience, never hurt nobody. Gets us to 24 as well, which is great. So now that means we can head right to the Ancients when we get to Act 5. If you do want to get the waypoint here, you can. Just for farming Mephisto. Mephisto does have a slightly better drop table. But I still would say probably not worth. I mean, just kind of up to you. And now we'll go ahead and do Mephisto. Now, if you want to fight Mephisto straight on, you can. You can also cheese Mephisto and do the classic, just teleport over the moat. And then have him stand there and be dumb. Either one works. Kind of do what you want to do.
Mephisto shall no longer darken our souls with hatred.
Thorrune's actually really nice. As that, that's helpful for spirit. So we will keep that over there. But congratulations, Act 3! Done just like that. My goodness.
Hail to you, champion.
That was pretty easy. Now in Act 4, I like to get a pike. They have good damage. And go get a mercenary. What kind you get right now doesn't really matter. I like the Blessed Aim. It helps his attack rating a little bit. But you can get whatever you want. And then just give him a pike. Makes him really nice and strong. Also, grab Mephisto's Soulstone. We will do this as we want to get an Amrune at the Forge. That'd be really helpful.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
And that's just a slightly faster way to teleport, by the way. Don't worry about that. So I just have to keep making sure I feed Kasim some potions, help him stay alive. Otherwise, not too bad. I like it, Solara.
I need mana.
Also, at this point, some of you might be saying, hey, you could have gotten Meteor if you wanted. And I don't really like Meteor a ton. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. But I'd rather just continue with the Fireball points right now. Not take my time trying to go into it. And this is definitely where having some of that fire res is helpful for these pit lords. Also, if you have something like that you want to give to your mercenary in a helm or something, that can also be helpful just to get his resistance up some.
I need mana.
And even if the mercenary dies here, it's not a big deal. His goal will be a little bit later on to help us out.
Impossible.
So you'll see when that comes around.
I can. I need mana. I need mana.
And you can always use teleport to help your mercenary out as well. If he's in a tough situation and just getting kind of blasted by a bunch of dudes from all sides, one of the best things you can do is just kind of teleport away, heal him up, and have them come one at a time or something instead. Now, Amrune would be great. Get a Tier Rune instead. Unfortunate. We could shove it into our helm if we'd like. Just for more mana per kill. We could also save it for potentially another Leaf Staff. Really just some ideas. And we'll keep these gems and sell these ones. Also could be used for insight if we really want to run with that mercenary a little bit longer. This is also true. Raltir Tal Soul. Lots of options.
I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana.
So now we'll continue forward. And we can head into
Not enough mana.
Chaos Sanctuary. Now again, we don't really care about a ton of experience or anything in here. If you want, you can kill all this stuff and take it a little bit slower. I feel more comfortable going through the area. We're going to kill this boss first. And the reason is because this is why we have our mercenary, since Grand Vizier is going to be fire immune. So I actually can't kill Grand Vizier, however, Kasim can. So I'll just kind of keep everybody off of him while he does his job.
I need mana. I need mana. Impossible.
I could also have staticked him down if I wanted. I was just lazy.
Not enough mana.
I wanted to make him work for the money I spent on him, you know? Put our points into vitality. And Mercy goes down, but he did his job, so it's okay.
Not enough mana.
He would die on Infector anyways, so generally not too big of a deal.
Not enough mana.
So we can pop this seal and just kind of hang out a little bit over here, give ourselves some space. And you can always just go for some long range on these dudes if you want. Until they come over.
Mana. I need mana. Not enough mana.
Oof, spicy. And Inferno is very strong. But I wanted to show you that.
I need mana. I need mana.
I want you guys to see how strong Inferno is. So now you know. This is why having more than just the like 30% fire res is super helpful as well. Great way to teach. So Inferno actually got like twice as strong in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Just from how they implemented stuff. The tick damage is so strong. Same with poison damage. So both of those are very, very, very powerful. And we'll go here and just do this. Okay. And that was me, you know, again, being very, like, risky and everything, right? Standing in where they're gonna fire their flames and everything. So definitely backing up a little bit, giving yourself that space, long range of them, all those things is helpful.
That's like forever, man.
Thanks Bartuk, thanks Realder and Provald. Appreciate the subs. but easy enough. Clean it up. There's actually one to energy shield there, which is kind of a fun swap. It's kind of a nice 1-point wonder, actually. Surprisingly.
I need mana.
Though at this much mana, probably not. But
I need mana. Not enough mana.
now, the biggest thing, of course, is just don't be in his lightning attack. His other attacks can hurt. That fire also, Firestorm will hurt some as well if you have low fire res. But this lightning is half lightning, half physical damage, and it hurts a lot.
Terror stalks.
And just like that, he's dead. I didn't even static him, which you should definitely do. But if you want to be more safe and stay further away, you can totally do that. Give yourselves the clap, everybody. Good job. Act 4 done. We'll resurrect Kasim because we need him for Act 5 as well.
Good afternoon.
We have these 2 skill points. Don't really need it on anything else right now. So we'll jam it into Firebolt.
Not enough mana.
And now we're going to teleport through. And again, remember, killing stuff out here is actually going to be worth like almost no experience. It's actually really bad. Out here, it's in this one area, it's like mildly okay, but once we kind of move forward, I'll show you, like, if we're killing, you know, these enslaves here, look at my experience bar.
I need mana.
This is a boss group that we're killing, and it's like no experience. And that's just the way that the game is unfortunately set up. You need to be level 25 to really start to get that experience to shine through. So we will go and get level 25. You can either, of course, get it prior, or you can just do the ancients for it. Choice is really yours. Either way, though, don't bother killing a lot of stuff out here if you are not level 25 at least, or your experience will be nothing.
Not enough mana.
But we will save the barbs, as that gets us Ral, Ort, and Tau rune,
I can. Follow me.
which is really nice.
Not enough mana.
Okay, we will also go and get this waypoint, so we can come back at some point and do the Frozen River to get the Anya quest done. But I will wait until I'm level 25 again, as I do want to get some experience when I kill mobs.
I need mana. Not
So at this point, the rush to the Ancients is essentially Act 5
Mr. Llama love not friendly stream.
for us. I'll go get more potions. Thank you, Druber. It just helps me teleport a little bit further. And since I have the Frozen Tundra, I don't really need to get the Ancients Way waypoint. If you don't find the Frozen Tundra one, getting the one at Ancients Way can be good just in case something happens at the Ancients. Swords can be a little squishy there
Not enough
and
mana.
die to, you know, a good whirlwind or something, so.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
Okay.
The
Now we will do the Ancients here. Try and be a little careful, but
I can.
Oops, wrong button.
How may I be of help?
It's supposed to be my static button. Mouse slip. Actually, still ended up being pretty fast. All right, fireball and the stat points here, and now we have level 25.
Not enough mana.
So we're in a good spot. Let's go ahead and find the waypoint on level 2 here. So to do that, you want to run in a counterclockwise direction generally. Won't always work, but it can
I
sometimes.
need mana.
There we go. I don't know. I don't stream. I don't know. Maybe.
Mana.
But I'd lean more towards no.
Not enough mana.
Okay. And now to the throne room. Be careful of Death Lords. They are very nasty. The nice thing is our damage is very high, so we're able to take care of them pretty quickly.
I need mana.
Which is helpful. Also, superior crystal sword in this area. We'll actually look up that. Diablo 2 area levels. Okay, so the Throne of Destruction is area level 43, which means it's going to be too high, and we don't want that. The monster levels are quite different. Yeah, but I don't know which mob dropped it. Again, we can static down, but he'll be our finishing blow. Norm monsters are a little weird in their levels, so the best thing to generally do is just look at, go to like normal cows. Do normal cows, get your sword there. I'd still think so, Sebs.
I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana.
Stay alive, Kasim. Even though we don't really need to, and you'll probably die.
Not enough mana.
Don't have a very high level of static, but can at least do a little bit with it. And I will check this kite shield, see if it's through open sockets, just because that'll be nice for later on.
I need mana.
Now if we can get some preliminary damage on these minions of destruction before they start coming after us, that would be nice.
Not enough mana.
And these guys will be a little bit dangerous for sure. But they are worth an okay amount of experience. Again, once you're level 25. So you can either kill them or you can skip them, right? You can pull them out of there, and then Bale will literally just walk in. I'm probably going to go back to kill because I'm enjoying the experience I'm getting from them. But up to you. Killing Lister is a little bit of a pain. I kind of want to kill the other ones. Get that experience and then drag Lister out. The spectral hit makes him annoying, and then we'll kill these guys instead. Perfect. Nice and easy. And then we go in for Bale. Just go up and static him down. He will do a little bit of damage, so do be careful. He can hit pretty hard with his physical hit. And just like that, easy does it. Look at that. Give yourselves the clap. You have just crushed Act 5 of normal. The wall, the eyeless action, the mana per kill and FCR on that is very nice. Ooh, look at that armor.
Help me.
It's actually a really sick armor.
I'm stuck in a 4 hell on a full fire Hydra build.
If you want to give it to your
respect,
mercenary.
and my decently geared merc keeps dying. I feel like I can't progress. Any tips?
Full, you're gonna have to swap out a full fire Hydra.
I can't use that yet.
I mean, you can't use that. Required level 24. Not yet. Yeah, we can hold that for him. Ralort Tal runes is nice. And so now at this point, there's a couple things. First, we're gonna go back. We're gonna get our other quests, right? So we're gonna do. Wherever it is.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
Uh-huh. Crystalline Passage to Frozen River.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
Go Frozenstein. Save on you get our resistances. So that's number 1. Number 2, I guess we never actually did Radamant, did we? We should go talk to Mala. So we can go do that for another skill point, which is always nice. The most you can have without slowing down your speed. 250 to 300% is usually a pretty good spot.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
Try going up here. Perfect. Okay.
Yes.
So we'll take the extra skill point. Put in Firebolt. Now let's go ahead and get some potions really fast, and then we can go back and do some cows. And we'll talk a little bit about cows and why we're doing cows and all this stuff. It will be worth a little bit of experience, but more importantly, if we can do cows and find ourselves a broadsword, crystal sword, or long sword, that will actually be ideal, as that is how we can get ourselves a spirit base. So we probably want to up the players count. Let's try players 5. You want to go in increments of odd numbers, especially down here, as we're really trying to find items, and that helps with item finding. Mercenary will probably die. That's okay. We can also, of course, look for Am Rune, Soul Rune, Thol Rune, you know, Orts, those sorts of things. There's a broadsword. Now, you won't drop anything for open sockets down here, but finding an ethereal would also work. So if this is ethereal, nope. It could be 4 open sockets. Put another point in Fireball. More points into Vitality. And again, we're just looking for a white or ethereal crystal sword, broadsword, and like I said, a long sword does also work for this. So just keep your eyes peeled for those items. And also be careful how you teleport out here. It's very easy to die teleporting into a group of cows. There's a crystal sword. Again, if it is ethereal, we're good to go. It is not.
Not enough mana.
Because ethereal would also get 4 open sockets, and since we're not swinging it, it won't lose any of its
I can't carry
damage or anything, right?
Impossible.
Or durability. So there you go. There's a white crystal sword. Good to go. It's only when you physically smack a monster that you lose durability.
Good day.
Okay, poison rest, blah blah blah. So we can go ahead and get this out, add sockets to it, and it'll get 4 open sockets when it comes from the cows guaranteed. Like I say, also the broadsword and a longsword, but they have worse requirements, so we like that one. Right? So now we have Tal, Thol, Ort. All we need is an Am Rune.
I need mana.
Thank you, Bao. All I need is an Am Rune. Additionally, Ort's Soul will be really nice. Additionally, for the Lore Helm later, the Ralort Tau will be nice, so we can make our Ancient's Pledge. So actually going back and shopping for those 2 things can be nice. So we can run back here and look at shields for 3 open socket shields. Just make sure they're gray. We can put that. And then we can also go look for another 2 open socket helm in the event that we can find that. Now Rhyme is also nice, but a little bit harder to get. So, and additionally it's less resistances. It has the magic find on it, which is nice, and cannot be frozen, but so another helm, so we have a 2 open socket helm. So now these 3 things are ready for a Lore Helm, Ort Soul, Ral Ort Tau, Large Shield, and a Talthol Ort Am Spirit Sword for when we go Nightmare and do Nightmare Countess to farm those runes. Otherwise, we're level 27. At this point, you can continue to do some Bale runs if you want to get more experience. You can go forward if you want, whatever it is. I'll take my character forward, but of course up to you. And if you're playing hardcore, I would definitely recommend getting a little bit more experience. Here's a quick rundown of our gear. We have Leaf, just a empty 30 fire res. 9 life, 20 poison res, stealth, 16 cold res, 10 FCR, nothing on the belt, 10 FCR, and then a little dual res boots, 15 life, small charm, and 4 cold res. So nothing crazy right now. Our gear is very basic and boring. Yeah, we'll kind of have to see how it goes. Yeah, Players 8 Pindles also works. That can also be really nice. Really, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. But that is the end of part normal. I will see you guys for part nightmare after this. I hope you've had fun and enjoyed it. And nightmare is going to get even more fun. And we're just going to keep pumping with it. So with that being said, peace, YouTube. Have a good one. I'll catch you guys later.